Hello, my name is Carol May Whittick, your creativity and spiritual life coach, and welcome to another episode of Higher Energetic Resonance Inspirations. This week, I talk about how noticing the details transforms our spirituality and creativity. From Socrates, the unexamined life is not worth living. And just before going into the episode, just to mention that the next Higher Energetic Resonance Creative Confidence Masterclass takes place on Tuesday the 10th of September. So mark it in your diaries. If you're not yet on the list, do join up. The link is in the show notes for that. And this is for you to recognize yourself as a spiritual being and confidently integrate all aspects of creativity into your life. And also, if you haven't yet joined up to the Her Inspirations mailing list, please do so. Within each episode, I'm exploring with you a different aspect of our spiritual and creative journeys. If you join the mailing list, you'll receive emails with additional teaching points and resources for you to go deeper into your own personal inquiry. From John Wooden, it's the little details that are vital. Little things make big things happen. In the rush to get to the end and complete things, we often overlook those little parts that would give us the most information. The things that, if we dare to explore them, would show us so much more. They would take us into the truth of who we are and what we put into the world. They would unveil our heart and our authenticity. When it comes to spiritual awareness, you notice the details about your life. You become observant and curious. So this could be noticing any contraction that you feel. For example, does your energy shift in the presence of certain people or situations? Are you haunted by a memory or an incident? Are there recurring patterns of behavior in your life? Do you feel that you're having the same relationship issues yet with different people? When we start to get vigilant and take stock of the details instead of brushing past them or submerging them, we are then open to priceless information. In this day and age, one of the most prized commodities is data. The detailed information about us that companies and corporations are using to monitor our behavior and then ultimately give us what the metrics say that we want. What about turning the idea of collecting data back to yourself? What if you made the choice to notice your own metrics and see what that's feeding back to you and what is essential for you? How is this showing you that you need to intensify your learning and your healing? How much closer can you listen to your own heart? What is that vision inviting you to do and change? Here is some of my own personal experience of noticing details. I have to drop into deep listening into the conversations I have, and often what they're telling me about themselves, or often the way they're responding to a question, lies under the words that they're using or lies under the obvious literal sense of the words that they use. So I really notice as well the words that I use to respond, or I notice how I'm feeling. I also notice as well when I'm getting feedback from my own intuition about ways to steer the conversation or ways not to steer the conversation. I notice the details in my breathing. Does my breathing change in this situation? Am I feeling contracted? Am I holding my breath, or is my heart beating? And this is talking now about all aspects of my life and not just when I'm having those conversations. I notice when there are changes in my temperature. Am I getting hot? Am I getting cold? Am I feeling elated? Am I feeling sad? Are there recurring thoughts that I need to address? Am I ignoring my own internal whispers? What are those whispers saying to me? Am I still on track to attain my vision, or have I veered off very slightly into doing busy work and not stepping and pushing directly into my own edges? Am I being prompted to shift? Am I noticing that? There's so much information and deep knowledge to adapt that we miss when we are skimming on the surface of things. So it's choosing not to cut corners. It's deciding to be a character who desires in all ways to notice the details of your life and to address what the details of your life are showing you this then will reflect back out into everything that you do, the way that you interact with people, but also in your creativity. When we look at things, anything in the world that has been created, so not just art, but the things that we use on a day-to-day basis, there's always a sense of something not being right about any creation, art, or otherwise, when the creator has not paid attention to the details. And even if we don't quite know, even if we are not quite able to put our finger directly on it, we can sense that there's something that it shied away from. It didn't go into the depth of it. It's highlighting that maybe they're holding back on their own artistry. Maybe it's highlighting their lack of ability and their lack of authenticity. And we can see in the world there's always examples of multiple dupes that never can truly incite the same reaction from us. And in a way, it's a disrespect to the originator. But also, if you are the creator and you're not taking time to be detailed in the work that you put out in the world, it is in ways a disrespect or a lack of respect for the people who would receive what you are putting out. But also, ultimately, it is the highest level of disrespect and dishonoring of yourself. The question is, what are you shying away from? Is it that you just don't see it? And in that case, then guidance and somebody who can help you look at things that you may not be noticing. But if you know that you're going over the details, if you know that you're rushing your work, the question is, why are you avoiding going deeper in your work? Why do you not care enough? What is it that you're avoiding in general? Are you choosing to avoid your own greatness? If we start to care about the details of our life and we get to pull away any areas that we stagnate, where we tend to just make do and avoid stepping into that genius, most people are not willing to be detailed in any aspect of their life. And to that end, they miss out. They never see how beautiful and nuanced life can be. They never get to realize their greatness. So when it comes to details, I'll leave you with this. Endeavour to appreciate the details that surround you. Take a look at all the things that surround you in your own environment. Take a look at the details of your own body. Take a look at the sensations that you overlook all the time. These are details, these minute details that are always taking place, and yet we're not noticing and leaning into them, that would then give us an idea of how rich and abundant and how supported and surrounded we are. Appreciate the details that are surrounding you. Appreciate the details that are within you. And by doing so, we get to encounter God and the divine self within us. From Leonardo da Vinci, details make perfection, and perfection is not a detail. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Higher Energetic Resonance Inspiration. If you enjoy these, please leave a comment and let me know what you're getting out of this. And please share with people who you think will benefit from the messages within each episode. You can find out more about me on my website. That's carolmaywhittick.com, carolmaywhittick.com. Also find me on Instagram, it's Kazmick, Cazmick, and on Facebook and LinkedIn as Carol May Whittick. Until the next week, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.